folks? Welcome back. Another episode of Down to the City. Today we're welcoming a special guest, Life of Bad News, a.k.a. Chris. By the way, first off, Life of Bad News, that's a sick title to have. Like, is that your name or is that like how you want to call your brand, if you will?
It came up when I was coming up with different names for like a production company years back.
Oh, wow.
Whenever I'd left a previous business partner.
Like film production?
Going off, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it ended up just becoming sort of like the online moniker. And then all the merch and everything just kind of...
Yeah.
It seemed like so fitting.
It's a dope name.
Yeah.
Like, where did you come up with that?
Unfortunately, I earned it.
You earned it?
Yeah. It wasn't just like, oh, that sounds cool. It's like, no, this seems appropriate as well.
Your mom said that all the time or something growing up?
Oh, not even. I just always tried to learn. Well, didn't try. Ended up learning things the hard way. So a lot of bad news comes with that.
Well, it's worked out because it's a stellar like name to like reference your brand towards. I fuck with it. It's dope. So anyways, for people that don't know, you're a photographer, videographer, you have merch. The graphics are hella dope. We're going to get into that a bit later. But what got you into this industry?
Skateboarding originally.
Really? Okay, that's dope.
When I was about 12, 11 or 12, right in that area, there was a couple of kids who were also interested in skateboarding in my hometown in Shawville. Very few kids interested in skateboarding in that area. We had always come to the city, and I knew that I was never going to be a pro skateboarder from early days. Like I knew that that was not the dream to have. But I ended up finding my place within that industry, which was filming. So I'd be always around my buddies, like filming skateboarding and different things we'd be doing and stuff like that. And that ended up developing into getting an opportunity to do apprentice work as a photographer. Did that, and well, that was about 11 years ago now. I started doing that professionally.
Wow. Yeah, no, skateboarding videos are fucking tight.
Yeah.
I get lost in the Instagram algorithm just scrolling through skateboarding videos.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
fucking
all the
awesome.
clips.
I love it.
You could do hours on hours for sure.
It's amazing. John and I actually recently got into rollerblading videos too.
There's some crazy shit out there for rollerblading.
Dude.
Do you remember back in the day, like probably early 2000s, maybe like 2005 era, there was Dipset rollerblading. Dipset sponsored a team of rollerbladers, and they were the most gangster dudes on rollerblades you've ever seen, but going bigger than anybody else.
No, that's tight. We interviewed a guy on our Down the Wire podcast. His name's Montre Livingston. He's like the LeBron James of the rollerblading sphere, and it was fucking tight.
I gotta check this guy out.
Yeah, crazy dude. You'll get lost in his videos. They're just crazy. He's like Russell Westbrook with his athleticism when he attacks jumps. It's crazy. But anyways, we're talking about you. It's been a long time coming actually getting you on the show because you said you weren't too comfortable having an interview done, but eventually you came out of your box. What made you decide that?
Well, like in previous times, the only interviews I've ever done were written.
Oh,
so
super scripted.
And I've been on podcasts as like a secondary host and stuff like that for times, but it's usually always then talking about other people.
Right.
So it's a little bit easier to kind of jump into and maintain those conversations, but it's about time. I sort of just did it and allowed myself to do that sort of thing. No,
I can kind of attest to that. I like talking to other people and hearing their stories. And then one time we did a show where I talked about my story and it was a little weird. But
it's hard to get the same sort of flow when you're talking about yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you're so used to prompting other people to get it out of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You don't want to sound corny too.
Exactly. 100%.
Because that can happen.
That can happen real quick too.
But you said that was 11 years ago when you started the skateboarding video. So you've been around.
It was 11 years ago when I started doing photography as a job. Okay. I did that. I started with skateboarding photography 20 years ago.
Shit. So you've been
when I was
around.
like 11, 12.
Wow. 11, 12 years old, you're grinding photography. I love that.
Like I remember like going to EQ in Gatineau and being able to skate with the team after hours. We'd drive an hour from the country town that we lived in, and we'd go and train with them, like skateboard and everything like that in the park that they had in the shop. So like that was like Mitch Barrett when he was a kid.
Wow.
Sam Lind when he was a little kid. all this stuff. Like
you're training with these dudes.
Yeah, like like we remember each other from way back.
Some guy that knows he's not going far with this.
I knew that it was I was never gonna be that dude, but I still got some free shoes and all that shit too. So it was nice. It was nice. There was still perks.
But yeah, you've been around the industry. You've been in Ottawa doing your thing. You've also been in Toronto doing your thing, though. Mm-hmm. So you started in Ottawa, and then you made the move to Toronto.
I lived in Toronto for about 2 years. Well, like in the outskirts.
Okay.
Either in Mississauga that
or Greater
Brampton.
Toronto area.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But I heard when I was doing a little, insider scoop on who Life of Bad News is. I heard when you were in Toronto, you worked at Bota Studios.
Yeah, Bota Studios. Shout out Bota Studios. Beware the animals.
So that's got dudes like the Weeknd, Belly.
That's their studio.
Yeah. So what was that experience like? First off, before getting into that, how did you find yourself in that, like getting in a room with those individuals? How'd you find your way into that?
Whenever what was it? 2015 in the fall, I went to Romania for about a month and a bit and we were shooting a documentary.
Oh, cool.
Whenever I got back into Canada from that, the same week I got back, one of my friends said that I should try directing rap videos on my own. I'd been always a part of different projects and stuff like that, but never fully directed one myself.
Okay.
So we all got picked up, drove out to Toronto, worked out of Bota Studios, shot my first music video, directed my first music video that weekend, and
do you remember who it was for?
Met everybody else. That was for Peter P.
Oh, okay.
It was the Come Home video.
Okay, cool.
But that was a great moment too.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then it was Belly's oldest brother. He was there. He was one of the guys that was always around the studio. Ryder.
That's
my big bro. All those guys. That's all family.
So yeah, well, what was that relationship like between you guys?
Started off with just like he saw some potential in me, and I was very fortunate enough to get opportunities to work with a lot of really good people, a lot of people that are really like doing big things in the industry now.
Was that when he saw the potential in you? Was that first music video?
After that first weekend, we all
cool.
started sort of working together and became like a good team.
Oh, cool.
And that was like sort of like my opportunity.
So you got your foot in the
door. Luckily, I didn't blow
it. Yeah, that's the key too. It's getting these opportunities, but making the most of them.
100%.
But yeah, do you still keep in contact with those guys?
Definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was FaceTiming 3 of the brothers yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those
are still like very, very close friends, family members.
Have you guys done any work together?
Yeah, for sure. I work the youngest brother, Ramsey, Young Motion. He's got a bunch of new songs coming out, so we're working hard on all the different visuals and all the behind the scenes, promoting the stuff, everything right now.
That's
so
dope.
We got a lot of work coming up.
Young Emotion, he's got a weed podcast, right?
That's one of the other brothers.
That's one of the other guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We got that podcast coming up again soon.
You're working on that?
Yeah.
Oh, dope. You're doing the visuals for it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
All
that's
the design work, everything.
So, why did it only last 2 years if it was going so great?
That actually we're getting going for the first time.
Oh, okay.
It's a new development.
No, sorry, I meant just like the collaboration between you guys. Like, what made you want to move back to Ottawa?
Oh, well, we ended up closing Bota Studio a couple of years ago. I think it was like three years ago now.
Oh, okay.
And then Ramsey was out in Los Angeles with his brother, and whenever he came back here, we just immediately got back to work. We had always stayed in contact and everything.
So what was like the initial steps when you came back to Ottawa? What was the first things you guys did?
Getting him in the studio again, getting the new tracks done, having a release plan going, getting all the visuals ready, writing the treatments for music videos, everything.
Wow. So
designing the merch, everything.
Yeah. Do you mainly find yourself working in the music industry with artists when it comes to your photo and video work?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It just kind of developed into that way where I like maintaining working relationships really well. I like developing with the people that I work with. So in terms of actually being able to develop your skills and hone them in with a certain style and sort of developing that into work that you're proud of as well. It's easier to do that if you have a consistent team around you.
You guys are all kind of growing together.
Exactly.
At the same time.
It's been great working with in the city too, like City Fidelia. Castro Crosby, Bobby Brugal,
yeah,
all the boys. I've worked with them for almost like a decade now.
Wow, That's awesome. Yeah, because that's where I've run into you is at like City Fidelia shoots because we're out there shooting some stuff that's coming soon. Don't want to.
Yeah, he's got a lot of shit coming up.
Don't want to share too much, but yeah, that's where I run into you a lot. And you're doing photos, and your photos are fucking nuts, man.
Thank you.
Like you like to shoot in correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen, you like to shoot in that very like vintage style look, and I fucking love that style because honestly, like it's something that's kind of overplayed right now, and you see it a lot, but you do it right. And I feel like not a lot of people are doing that right, and they just be like, "Oh, vintage, it'll look cool. It looks like it's from the 90s."
It's easy to throw like one aspect of the look on it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's got to be like the whole thing.
Because I've tried it with last year when we covered Cranium, we had shitty cameras. We didn't have these Sonys, so I was like, "Hey, the camera quality's shit. So let me just work with that and make it look like an older video." So I added in like the grain, the different like LUTs and shit like that. Like I tried my best and it looked pretty good. But there's definitely a lot that goes into making a video look shitty, believe it or not.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's the whole thing too. Like it takes a lot of work. It's not about like necessarily the camera you have. It's what you can what the end result ends up being.
Yeah. Do you find you're still learning as you're going with video?
Always. With everything. I was terrible at Photoshop last year. I couldn't draw a straight line. And now I'm able to do all the graphics for the merch and everything like that.
I'm still brutal with Photoshop.
It's so there's so many updates too.
It sucks.
I can't keep up. I just learn what I need to know and then I keep it moving.
What's your favorite aspect of what you do? Is it the photo, video, or graphic design?
A little bit of everything. I'm super happy that I was able to sort of navigate switching artistic mediums and still be taken seriously. Because a lot of the times, like if you see somebody that's a painter and then all of a sudden they start putting out rap videos,
right?
It's hard if they're just known as a painter. It might not be seen or taken in as serious as it should be. That
was an actual worry that you think people would view you as like not like.
Whether if it was, I think it was more like if it was just merch. If people saw it as just that's just his merch, rather than like take in the designs or something.
Yeah, like no, that's a sick ass design. Like I want, like people would just come across and be like, I want that for the design, even though they don't necessarily like know who you are.
Exactly.
No, I feel that's kind of where we're at right now with our merch. We're like, because our merch just used to be our logo in the top left, like super bland. We're like, hey, fuck this, me like actual graphic design in these shirts, so that people scrolling past on Instagram that don't even know us, like, I want to buy that. Yeah, exactly.
When they have to go back to it.
So let's take it back to Ottawa then. I heard you used to work you did a lot of content creation with the guys at House of Barons.
Oh yeah.
Was that before you moved to Toronto?
Yeah.
So that was when you first started in video and testing things out.
Yeah, that was about when did they open?
It was like
7 years ago now.
Shit, I should know this. I just interviewed Josh.
Yeah, with Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was about 7 years ago now they opened.
How long did you do that for?
I worked with them at front of house as well. Like running the front counter and stuff like that.
Oh shit.
I did that for about 5 years on and off.
Oh wow.
With the barbershop.
And then you're like, yo, I also make pretty dope content if you guys want me to do that.
Developed into doing the content for them as well. So it was a great working relationship. All the guys there are awesome.
Oh, they're great guys over there.
I love what they've done with the place though.
I know the guys I know the most there are Josh and Mitch, and those guys are just awesome dudes to be around.
I remember because I was working at the Sussex location whenever Mitch moved from Toronto to Ottawa.
Oh, so you were there right from his start?
I was right from the start when Mitch got
awesome.
here. Yeah, Mitch, he's a beautiful man.
So what was it like working with those dudes? Because those dudes are they're a staple in the city when it comes to what Ottawa's culture is about. Yeah. So what was it like kind of getting your start through there?
It was nice. Like it was great as it's one of those jobs where like, especially right on Sussex in the market and everything like that, like everybody sees you, everybody kind of recognizes you from there. I still get people going like, oh, you still work at House of Barons? And it's nice though. It's nice
Clearly
to be
associated
with such a successful business.
Yeah. No, they're killing it over there. And no, it's definitely like the aesthetic. When I walked in, I was like, hey, this is what a barbershop's supposed to feel like when you walk in. So
definitely more about the experience.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So what did the content look like? Just a lot of just haircut shots of like
the
before and after shots.
It was easy to sort of like it would have been easy to sort of like just get lost and like just keep on taking photos from the same angle of a haircut or anything like that. So I just tried to keep it as new and fresh as I could.
Yeah, because
finding different looks and through windows and all that fun stuff.
yeah, no, exactly. Because I find that would be the challenge with that, is trying to make it look different every time.
Yeah, you don't just want to post. You can't post the same photo every day.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's kind of like where the talent aspect comes in the video, because anyone can kind of just spray and pray with their camera, but trying to keep it innovative. And how have you figured out, like, how have you navigated that, doing video and photography for so long, like over 10 years? Like, how have you stayed consistent in this industry?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
I just kind of try and keep my inspiration like as minimal as possible. Like with my photography, like how you said with the vintage look, is like I always wanted to sort of convey the same emotions you get whenever you look back at like road trip photos that your parents took with a film camera.
Right. Okay.
Like I wanted that. Like it doesn't matter what was in the photo
kinda?
or what angle the person was sitting at or anything like that. Just like looking at that photo, like you feel something when you look at it. It puts you back into that moment. Doesn't matter if it was perfect or not.
What is it for you that sells to those emotions?
I don't know. It's just like good, like simple sort of times. Like simple done well, or basic done properly, beats anything every time.
You like that minimalistic kind of approach more so than the super complex artwork?
Yeah, 100%. It's easier to produce, and
True.
And I get more out of it personally. So it's been great like that. But then at the same time, what we were talking about earlier, it's like I'm still learning so much every day. So whenever I'm on set with other people doing it professionally, like being able to keep up with people, being able to stay active in the conversation. That was the most important part.
Because it feels like if you've been doing it for so long, you're like, hey, I know basically all the different angles we can do to make this look good. I know all the different types of filters and effects we can use. So when you say you're still learning, is it more so just like learning like different styles, or learning how to collaborate with people?
Both.
Both?
Yeah, both for sure. Like I did event photography for about 9 years in the clubs. Every single club you've ever heard of in Ottawa.
You ran
over
that
the last
shit.
10 years. I took photos for them.
That's dope.
But then at the same time, you get that same thing. Like you can't just take the same photo of a club every night. I mean, you can. Can and did.
But you're going to need to find a new job.
But exactly. So it was a matter of
keeping it fresh,
keeping it interesting, keep it like using different types of photography. I remember one time for Frenzy in Ottawa, that was at Babylon. There was a photographer doing it. He moved to Montreal now, but I had to reverse engineer his style in which he shot the event.
Oh, interesting.
So it was a double exposure in every photo. So yeah, I had the camera set to 1 second exposure time with an on-camera flash and an external flash in my other hand, that I would take an initial photo and then move the camera and the flash and then manually set the secondary flash off so that there was a double exposure in each photo.
Yo, that's fucking crazy.
But learning how to reverse engineer any style, like whether I see an advertisement that I really like and seeing in my head, like right away, this is how they set it up.
So yeah, how would you learn that? Are you just watching YouTube videos or just trial and error?
YouTube, trial and error, a little bit of everything.
Like, are you trying that the night of at the club and like, okay, if this goes well, it'll look dope. If not,
sometimes for sure. Oh yeah, it's the best. And I was always around it, so it was a great environment to test out new things when I was already there. There was no downside.
Yeah.
Or there's no like way I could lose if I still had the other photos already ready.
That's fair. So like when you get in those kind of moments where things are getting a little stagnant, you find things getting a bit repetitive. What's your headspace like, and how do you get past that?
It used to take me a lot longer than it does now to sort of get over that. It can happen. It happens to everybody in any sort of creative field. If you're doing the same thing over and over, it becomes a little lackluster after a while. You don't have the same motivation, same drive just to continue to do the same thing every day. So a lot of the times that's how new styles are developed, through boredom or through the need for them.
No, I understand that, because we've been working a bit with this artist from Toronto. His name's Oseko. He's really dope. You guys should go check him out. but his upcoming album's going to be called The Unlearning, and he's tried explaining to me what that is, and I kind of had a hard time understanding what it was. But then I was listening to this podcast where this guy talks about the same thing, and I was like, oh shit, like this is a known like concept, the unlearning. And the way he broke it down is like it's the ability to just kind of take a step back, not be afraid to, even though you've worked like halfway up the mountain you're climbing, climb back down, reevaluate, look at it from a completely different standpoint. Don't be afraid to break down everything you've built and start from scratch and rebuild, and that can actually get you to the top faster than trying to keep on the trend you've already been going at. So that's kind of what I feel like everyone needs to be able to do when you're in this arts.
You definitely need to be able to stay flexible and like roll with the punches or roll with whatever's going on.
Yeah,
that's my whole career was initially based off of never having the budget for the proper or the professional gear. I always had like basic starter cameras and stuff like this, but like a point and shoot where you can't take the lens off of it. and I'm at Barrymore's in 2012 shooting The Weeknd.
Yo, okay.
With a point and shoot that you could like.
That's okay. Let's get into that for a bit, because wasn't that like The Weeknd's first show in Ottawa you shot?
I believe it was the first show he did outside of Toronto.
Okay.
Because it was a part of that mini tour.
Okay, like how many years ago was that?
That was like 9 years ago now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like?
Shout out all the Ottawa rappers that are still doing, like City and Bobby Brugal and shit. They always headline those shows, like open them.
Oh,
even the French Montana shows? Back then.
Oh shit.
They were both. I pulled up 10 photos from like 10 years ago of them like opening the shows and stuff like that. It was awesome.
Yo, that's fucking crazy. Like, but yeah, like what was that like? I don't know. 9 years ago, was The Weeknd like pretty well known 9 years ago? Or was it still pretty like? So
it was like he had already really, you could see the rise in his career. Like everybody knew at that point that he was going to be something special.
Okay, cool.
So it was right sort of mid rise to fame,
just before the peak, the rising action towards his.
Because it was right at the time of the trilogy.
Okay.
So it was like, so he had hits.
Yeah, they're already out. People are already bumping them.
He's been that dude since the beginning.
So was there a different vibe when it came to shooting that? Like, did it have a different feel to it, shooting that show?
I mean, nobody was technically supposed to be even taking photos.
Oh shit!
But I was for the people that had the show, like brought The Weeknd to play that show. What was it? Pink Lips Entertainment. Back in the day.
Pink Lips Entertainment.
Yeah, they would do like events all over the city and stuff. But nobody was even supposed to be really taking photos or doing video that night. So nobody was allowed in with gear. But I was always doing the photos for that group. So I came in and I already had my cameras. So
they're like, yo, this is
I'm not going to not shoot it. So I just did no flash photography.
That's sick. Did it turn out good?
Yeah, some of them. Some of it was terrible. Some of it looked like it was taken on like an actual toy camera.
Well, you said you took it on one of those original cameras you had where it was just
no, you couldn't take the lens off of it or anything. It was like 5 megapixels maybe.
Honestly though, as rough as that is, I find people in the early days of whether it be photography or videography, and you just have limited budget, limited equipment, I find that's when you get almost the most creative, because you're like, okay, fuck, how can I make this work? I have like the worst equipment.
That's exactly what you just said. Make it work.
Exactly.
You figure it out.
Because I feel people that have all this top-notch equipment, it's just too easy. You're just like, okay.
It doesn't make good art. That's not what does it. It's still the person controlling everything.
Right. Yeah. No, that's crazy though. I can't believe you were there for one of his first shows. And
so it was cool to be able to shoot him at like in a stadium at the other tour too, a couple years back.
Oh, you shot another one of his shows?
Yeah, whenever he played where the Sens play.
Oh, CTC?
Whenever he did the when he was on the world tour with Belly.
Oh, shit. What was that like?
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun for sure.
So it was him and Belly doing, was it both their shows?
Them and Black too from Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, he was opening as well. But that was a great show.
Were you like backstage at all, or?
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, I was hanging out with my boy Shin. Shout out Shin. He's the recording engineer for The Weeknd.
Damn.
That he used to work out of Boda Studios.
Okay.
In Saga, so he was a part of like the
He's
team
close
that
to the
had.
family.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the guy
dope,
right
man.
there.
So you must have some stories then.
Quite a few. Quite a few for sure.
Is there anything that like you think of every now and then? You're just like, man, how fucking lucky might have like been able to work with these guys.
Oh, all the time. 100%. Like I still just see myself like I'm a kid from Shawville, Quebec. We had a town of maybe like 2,000 people, farm area, English town in rural Quebec. So for me to be doing any of this,
How did I end up here?
yeah, like
backstage.
I'm
of a
already
Weeknd show.
past where I technically should have been. So I mean, any of this stuff is bonuses now. So I'm just having fun.
No, that's awesome, man. So you must be fucking itching for shows to fully come back. They're starting to come back, but like fully come back so you can just fully get back. Is that kind of your main thing, like capturing events?
It was for sure. I definitely like will not be going back to it.
No, eh?
Like I'll go shoot like shows and stuff like that for sure, because I can either just stay backstage or side stage.
True.
Get my work done.
True.
Have I don't have to go through crowds and stuff like that. But like I'm 10 months sober now. I'm not trying to.
Not about that.
I'm not trying to be around a bunch of kids partying and stuff. It's just not for me anymore.
True. Was it like when COVID hit? Is that when it kind of all stopped, or was it before that even?
No, it was during COVID that I quit
Okay.
drinking and everything like that. It was just too easy, too available. I just wanted to. I wanted to stop making excuses for myself and actually put the work in.
Do you feel like your work's grown
to get to a better
exponentially?
space?
Do you feel? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no.
But do you feel your work's grown exponentially since then?
Very much. Yeah, the productivity is 1,000% better.
Wow.
I try not to waste any time anymore. No procrastinating. I just get stuff done now. All I want to do is just work.
So even though you've been in this for a minute, it feels like you're just kind of getting started again.
Yeah, I'm fully like revitalized. I got that B12 shot. I'm good.
Yo, don't kill me. So yeah, let's get into that a bit, because recently you've been pumping out some merch. This has been like in the past year, right?
Yeah, about almost a year now.
Okay, cool.
Well, I started with just an orange tote bag.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that
was just the first piece I put out. Ended up getting a good result, like good feedback from everybody and stuff. And then
you're like, fuck, maybe
and
I
I
should
had
do
been
this.
making like collaborating with a couple of people throughout the years for doing merch, but never really just myself doing it. So as soon as that started, then I was able to really sort of take the reins and make it my own.
No, that's dope. Was that just kind of like a COVID boredom thing? Like, yo, I should do merch, or was there a deeper
I
meaning behind it?
I needed to add something else to the daily tasks. I needed something to really sink my teeth into.
No, that's dope, because your merch is sick.
Thank you.
Like, seriously, like I'm not just saying that because you're on the show. Like, there's a reason you're on the show, just because of your merch. No, I'm
One
kidding.
equals the other, not the other.
But yeah, your merch is fucking crazy, man, because it's one of those things that I really like about people when they have a brand and their merch isn't just their fucking logo splattered on shit. It's just, you have actual dope graphics, and people that are listening right now, you're going to want to hop over to the video version of this podcast because we'll pull up some pics. But I want to go over some of my favorite items of merch with you. So I love your slogans, man. Your slogans are fucking tight. First off, Life of Bad News is just sick in itself. So now you have these like slogans to follow that up. You have the piece you just dropped, the No One Cares piece with the Scrabble pieces spelling it out. What's the meaning behind that?
Just everybody seems to be trying to have a bigger sob story than the next person lately. So it just nobody gives a shit. Like nobody cares. Everybody's got shit to deal with. Why should they care about your trauma or problems more than their own? Everybody needs to sort of like, not to be somebody just yelling what everybody should be doing, but like take some accountability, take some personal responsibility, and
level up.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. No, I don't. Facts. No one cares about you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you're a football guy, but Lamar Jackson during his MVP year, maybe he wore a shirt at the press conference that said "Work harder," like "Shut up, work harder, no one cares," or some shit like that. It's the same kind of mentality, because I feel like that never hit me until now when you said everyone's trying to have a better sob story than the next person.
Yeah, it's like people are living vicariously through struggle.
Right.
It's weird.
They feel like they need that.
Yeah, like
to feel like they can be worth something.
You don't need to be damaged to get attention, or to be the person getting the sympathy and everything. Like, just work hard.
Yeah.
And you can do the stuff you want to do.
Big facts. Big facts. Okay, this one I like a lot too. I think you actually wore this one here. Your sweater. It's the slot machine.
Yeah.
that says "fuck luck."
Yeah.
So again, what's the meaning behind that piece aside from "fuck luck"?
Very similar to "No One Cares,"
Right.
where it's like, just shut the fuck up and get the work done. Like, fuck luck. Luck is something that people who don't like to do the work believe. Like, oh, I'm just not lucky. It's like, are you doing everything you can do to get where you want to go?
Right. I feel like my interpretation of that is like that as well, but also the way I kind of see it is like you're gonna get lucky at times, and you're gonna like for you, like you ended up making that music video for I forget the artist's name in Toronto.
Peter P.
Peter P. And
Ottawa, he's an Ottawa dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he's out in Miami right now.
Oh, word.
Shout out to Peter.
Shout out. But yeah, you do that video, and then Belly took notice to it, and then he wanted to work with you more after that.
Oh, he was well doing his own thing and everything like that. I was like, I worked with all the brothers and stuff like that. Like Belly been in LA. I've done a few photos for him, like when he came to Blues Fest and brought Travis Scott out.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
And I was shooting there for videos and photos and stuff
sick.
for him then, but he's definitely got his shit covered.
Okay, so anyways, but I guess like that's still kind of got your foot in the door working at Boda Studio. So it was like, hey, like a little bit of luck, but you need to take advantage of that luck because I feel like we're gonna have time.
What's that old saying? It's like luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
That's it, dude. I just saw that somewhere.
That's where fuck luck comes in.
Was it you that posted that on your story?
It might have been.
Because I feel like I
saw somebody else post something like that, like a pre-made post and everything, and then I might have shared it.
Yeah, yo, by the way, we're going to do shout-outs at the end and all that, but go follow Life of Bad News because you're a great follow. Like, first off, the content you post of your stuff is awesome, but even just your stories, like, I love going through your stories. Like, I'm one of those guys that just swipes through and just clicks on people I fuck with. I don't go through everyone's stories. Same. Doesn't make sense. But yours,
there's some random shit out there. You don't even need a lot of stuff people are posting. You don't need to see.
No. But you have good stuff. You're a good follow.
Thank you. Appreciate
go
that.
Follow Life of Bad News. Okay, this last piece I really fuck with. The fucking 9 to 5 piece with Dolly Parton, and she sings the song 9 to 5. So the fucking levels.
And the movie.
There's a movie?
There's a full movie starring Dolly Parton called 9 to 5.
Is that what the video was?
All of it.
Oh, I thought that was a music video.
No, that's right from the movie.
Oh, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
so the whole premise behind her song, working 9 to 5, just trying to make a living, barely getting by, all this, and the movie shows that too. That we're just like working a 9 to 5. All the girls in that movie, they just kept on getting taken advantage of or being passed on for promotions and stuff like this. So it was fucking 9 to 5.
Yeah, no, I don't need to ask for the meaning behind that one because I feel you there. Have you ever worked?
It feels self-evident.
Have you ever worked a 9 to 5?
Definitely.
What made you want to get out of it?
I've worked every type of weird job you can think of.
Same. Like, what have you done?
Like summer maintenance on ski hills, lifty
weird.
like working in garages. I welded when I was a kid.
Huh. I worked
at a giant tagger in Shawville.
That's pretty greasy.
Super greasy.
I worked at a place in my that did billboards, and my job specifically in the warehouse was to work on the rotating signs. Oh shit. And I would just feed.
They have like the 2 or 3.
Yeah. So my job specifically was to run those big ass fucking sheets of paper through laminate. That's it, all fucking day.
Yeah, that's a big job.
And also I have a job where I'm making soaps out of someone's kitchen. That's another job I'm doing. Yeah, some Fight Club shit.
Fight Club, yeah.
It's some straight up Fight Club shit. No, I've had some weird jobs too, but now I feel that fucking 9 to 5.
We just found out what we didn't want to do.
Exactly. Do you have any like personal favorites that I didn't mention?
Some of the next ones. I got a couple of new pieces coming out soon. 2 of them I dropped today, like the No One Cares and the one where I asked a couple of weeks ago on my Instagram what color people like the best, and pink was apparently the resounding winner.
Cool.
So I incorporated that into the new hoodie that I dropped today.
That could be good for October. Breast cancer awareness too.
And then I got that custom limited edition drop. I think I have less than a dozen of these 6-color desert camo that I got just in today. So those are going to be available at the Fly Market on October 9th.
October 9th, be there. I'll be there too. It's the last one they're going to do before they go indoors.
Exactly.
So it'll be cool to check
out. You got to enjoy the outdoors.
Yes,
it's
man.
It's going to be tracksuit season that day. Wear your best slides.
I ain't going to lie. I ain't going to lie though. I do fuck with fall.
Oh, it's the best season.
I do fuck with fall. It's just a short season in Ottawa. Like I'm not from here, and like I love the fall back home. Here I love it too, but it's like literally 3 weeks.
I know. It's never long enough. You get to pull out all the nice jackets, all the tracksuits. It's the perfect weather.
Pull out the.
I don't get sunburns in the fall. Like there's so many good parts to fall.
That's a big issue for you, eh?
Yeah, the sun hates me. It thinks I'm challenging it.
Hashtag ginger problems.
Yeah,
but
I didn't put sunscreen on all year, and I'm still here.
So these graphics, you touched on it earlier. I wanted to ask if you make them yourself.
Yep.
And you said you do.
A lot of the times I'm not making them fully from scratch. I don't want people to think that I'm that good of an artist. But I'll take pieces from here and there and incorporate them and tweak them into a completely different look.
Is that something you like found like a love for that you're trying to keep pushing with, like graphic design? Like is that almost kind of, have you been liking that vibe more than video recently, or?
It's definitely come to more of the forefront.
Right.
Which it's been great to actually develop it. Not just the business side of it, but the art side of it, and get better at producing the graphics that I like, that I'm not really just forcing out.
Right. Because it's cool because like when you get like when you're behind the camera shooting stuff, you can only work with real life. But now with graphic design, you can kind of
there's no limit at all.
Yeah, you can fuck around with it.
Yeah,
that's why I really want to get into animations, because I feel like animation stuff.
The animation sector in Ottawa is crazy.
I've heard that
world renowned.
Like that's fucked. I would have never thought.
All the Disney cartoons are made in Ottawa.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A bunch of the Netflix cartoons, like the Bill Burr cartoon.
Yeah, that's was
made in Ottawa.
I knew that. That's fucking crazy.
It's incredible. The Ottawa scene for animation, top notch.
I want to tap in because there's some stuff that, because when we do film, it's just very small scale videos covering businesses. With this podcast specifically, like showcasing businesses in unique ways. We do comedy sketches and all that, but we're diving more into documentary filmmaking now, which I really fuck with, and I want to keep doing that. But I want to hop into animations because there's some shit that I want to just get out there that I want to explain, but there's no explaining it with real life people. Like you need that abstract, like
you need to be able to show crazy shit.
Yeah,
like,
you know.
But with cartoons and animation, you can get away with anything.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That there was like a Big Mouth like ad. And they were just like, I think we only get away with everything because we're a cartoon.
100%. Imagine if South Park was live action.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Shout out South Park.
Canceled first season.
That's the GOAT for me when it comes to animation.
Their process is unbelievable.
Bro, they get it done in a week.
Yeah.
You seen that? Have you seen that documentary?
It's incredible.
Dude, craziest shit ever. They just, so for people that don't know, they would obviously do it normally at the start, but then they were like, yo, let's see how quickly they could do this. So they would turn around like an episode in like a month, and then they tried 3 weeks, and then they tried 2 weeks, and then they started getting episodes done within a week. So when it comes time for episodes to drop, like when you see like new season South Park coming November, whatever, they don't have anything yet. No. Like they're waiting for the week before, and then they grind it out, drop that episode. When that episode releases, they're starting the next week for the next episode.
Yeah. And it stays crazy. So relevant.
That's what makes it good.
It's like you're watching an episode that had some of the news from yesterday in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
The pandemic special was amazing.
It's crazy. Integrity Farms.
That's probably the best comedy thing I've seen about the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because most of the comedy stuff you see revolving around the pandemic is pretty corny.
It's corny or just like...
too easy.
Nobody needed this.
No, exactly. Exactly. But the pandemic special with South Park fucking nailed it on the head. Anyways, you've been in Ottawa like for a minute. I just kind of want to wrap things up with if you have any stories from Ottawa, from either back in the day, recently, anything like the ins and outs of the cities, maybe some low-key gems people don't know about Ottawa. Don't know if you'd be willing to share anything.
Just trying to narrow it down in my head.
There's a lot, eh?
There's stories about everything. Jeez.
What's something you think about from time to time?
No, for real. I'm trying. Jeez, from just like all the shows, like one of the shows that one of my favorite hip hop shows I've ever seen in the city, that we shot interviews with the artist before he went on stage, and then I didn't even take any photos of him on stage because I put my camera down and I wanted to go enjoy the show.
Word.
It was Waka Flocka.
Oh shit!
When Waka Flocka came here, it was the best.
Yeah, you bring your camera down there, it's getting broken.
With By Word of Mouth back in the day with Marv. We did the interview before he went on. Who else was there? Nade Leons, Haitian Fresh. They were all there in the basement. We were doing the interviews, got that done, and then I was like, "Fuck this!" I'm putting my camera down somewhere safe. Ran upstairs. One of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. It was so much energy. It was amazing. I had
fucking bet.
Two other like DJs from the city were like picking me up by the shoulders, throwing me into people, and like they'd turn around and just like push you back. It was so much fun.
What year was this? How long ago?
I want to say like probably 2013, 2014.
Oh, okay.
So it was like right when like Hard in the Paint came out.
Yeah.
And everything like that. Like it was a great show.
Yeah, people were going hard in the paint, I bet.
Ottawa was getting all the crazy bookings right before artists really popped. Like ASAP Rocky came in like 2012.
Huh.
Right before him and the whole ASAP mob like blew up.
Interesting.
There was a bunch of shows.
That's dope.
One show that never happened that I just remembered. I remembered waiting outside of the night and then finding out that the artist never made it in, and Bobby Bugal was supposed to open for it.
What's this?
It's Theopolis London.
Who's this?
Check him out.
Who is it again?
Theopolis London.
Theopolis London.
Yeah.
Is he like Canadian based?
No, American dude.
Oh, okay, where?
Like unbelievable style.
Okay, where? I'll check him out.
He's like almost more like fashion based now.
Oh, okay.
He's like that dude.
Right,
He's like that cool dude.
Just fuck. Yeah, there's some people like that where I fuck with their style, but I can never pull that shit off. Like JID.
Oh yeah.
I fuck with that guy Steez. I can never pull that off.
He's incredibly talented.
He's dope.
Yeah.
He's dope. He's my
Everything
favorite
he
right now.
does. That Colors show he did too.
That's what got me on him.
That was one of the best shows that they've done.
Bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, one of the best Colors. That was like I knew of him before that, and then I saw that, and that song Working Out just always hits different with me, and like that's what really got me onto him. He's just amazing artist. I can't wait for his album to drop. Should be dropping this year. Fucking should be. Teased at it earlier this year.
Yeah.
Fucking guy. But I like ending off interviews with this question. I feel like it's important. What are your thoughts about the city of Ottawa? Because a lot of people, it's a bit of a negative connotation behind it when it comes to the entertainment side of things. I just want to know what your thoughts are about the city and what it's looking like moving forward.
Well, it's looking like we're getting improvements in terms of just whole scale entertainment. Like we were talking about the animation sector.
Right.
So they're booming. That whole industry is booming. Apparently, I was talking to a couple people, and we might be getting a full soundstage, like Hollywood style soundstage in Ottawa.
Where?
With a water feature, everything within the next
sick.
8 to 10 years.
That's sick.
So we have developments that are being worked towards now. In terms of live shows, there's been a lot of pivots, like Babylon. I don't know if it's even.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still around.
I know that it was for sale, but then I'm not sure if it is. But live venue stuff, like I really like all the people doing it for the city right now. We have a little bit of momentum going, but it just seems to be building up right now. People are really putting their best foot forward for the city, and then like shooting in Ottawa, like photos and stuff like that. The trick is to make it look like it's not Ottawa.
Why is that?
Because what are you gonna get the Parliament building in it? Like there's too
yeah,
many like weird.
That's
like,
true. That's true.
It's a government town still.
That's kind of what I liked about City Fidelia's college dropout music video, though, is that he wanted it to be very Ottawa without it looking like Ottawa. It looked very like the side of Ottawa that people don't see.
Exactly.
Like there was no Parliament building shot. None of that.
Like we have neighborhoods here. We have cool architecture. We have nice backgrounds. It's just a matter of using them properly.
No word. That's dope.
But I can't wait to see what's coming.
Yeah, because everyone talks about it, but you can feel it too. Like it's not one of those things that feels fake.
Compared to like 10 years ago, especially for in Ottawa talent, I feel like right now we're in a better place. Like there has been improvements made already.
Yeah.
So as long as we keep pushing forward and keep making improvements, making it easier and more accessible for new artists to actually develop out of Ottawa, having the different resources in place, so recording studios, other artists to work with, everything like that. I can't wait to see what happens in another 5-10 years.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
We just started this a couple years ago, and we started at the perfect time because shit's on the come up right now, and it's amazing to see, and like that's why we just want to have our role in it, and like that's why I want to do documentaries, like tell these stories as everything's happening right now, before it like fucking pops off, and then it's
tell Ottawa's story.
Exactly. Dude, it was fucking honor having you on.
Thanks for having me.
This is a blast of an episode. Great story. Dope dude. Final thoughts, any shout outs, anything like that?
Shout out to all the Boda boys, all the Albalshi family, to my family, to all my supporters, Ottawa. Like, honestly, just being able to get the support that I've received just for the merch side of things, it's been incredible. Yeah, to see people actually like pulling up to cop hoodies and stuff like that.
That must be a good feeling.
It's amazing. Yeah. To have it in your city. Yeah, that feels good.
That's fucking dope.
And it's been great. So I'll have more drops for everybody coming out soon, and have a great day.
Yes, sir. Go check them out at Life of Bad News. Cop that merch. See them on the streets. Don't be afraid to say hi, or maybe
yell at me. It's okay.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. Keep up with our Down the City video series. We just covered the Locks event. Little video we put together covering that. The dope event to close out the summer. Go check that out. We're gonna be doing more cool stuff in the future. Follow us at DTTW Entertainment. And yeah, man, can't wait till the next week's episode. Thanks for coming on. Welcome to the studio. We'll have you back soon.
Definitely.
Peace.
Thank you.